Cool. Cool. So the topic of this video is social media addiction. Social media addiction. I used to have really bad social media addiction, and I've been improving a little bit with it, but to be honest, like, us as a generation, we struggle with this shit. Social media is part of our lives now. You know how like a cyborg works, like it's an extension of ourselves almost at this point. So we gotta learn to live with it, but we can live with it in the right way. So for me, I think I everyone talks about how since 2020 their days have been going by so quickly, and what they don't realize is that that's because everyone's been on their phones much more since 2020, since COVID happened. And that's why only half of your time is actually being used. Like, I'm 19 years old, right? But how much time of that have I actually lived? Because my screen time is like 10 hours per day sometimes. And of course, I'm running my business. Like, a lot of that is on WhatsApp, on directions or whatever. But a lot of that is on Instagram, on YouTube, 2 hours, 1 hour. And that time absolutely adds up. So I guess the first tip I'm going to give you is realizing that actually social media scrolling is the symptom, not the problem. When I say this, I mean that when you are negligent about your mental health, for example, if I'm a little bit anxious, I notice that my screen time is actually a little bit higher. So you just need to like journal more, introspect, and realize the emotions you're feeling and the way you're using social media in that moment, if that makes sense. So just understanding that it's simply an outlet for your emotion almost. The second thing is realizing that you're using it as a tool to escape your reality. So I just kicked the table there. You're using it as a tool to escape your reality because you don't have the tenacity to just take control of your situation and just live with it through your actions, if that makes sense. So just understand that that is simply an outlet for you. What else? Time management. You got to manage your time a little bit better. So for me, I use an app called Schedule, and it gives me notifications whenever I need to do the next time block of my day. And I have my days planned out the night before I go to sleep, so that when I wake up, it's all ready for me to see exactly what I need to do, instead of because the way social media scrolling happens is when you're in that void space where there's nothing else to do. So if you notice at 11 p.m. or something, you're in your bedroom, you're way more likely to obviously scroll because there's nothing more stimulating for you to do. So just understand that. You just got to understand it. That's the first step of making improvements. So you just need to be disciplined. You need to be disciplined with it. Understanding that the goal of these social media apps is to keep you on it for as long as possible. So you can do things such as I use Work Focus on my iPhone, which keeps the notifications streamlined so that it's only work notifications. And that can help you a lot. Because it will take away all the things that social media uses to keep you back into the apps. You know, some bullshit like what, live stream. Like, do I care if some guy is live streaming? Like, why do I need to know that information? Like, I'm not interested in that. And they try to pull you in with like little things. So you can understand that social media is simply just a double-edged blade. It's an extreme tool that you can use, but it can also be your poison. You can use it in the wrong manner, which is what you're probably doing. So you can't really blame Silicon Valley and, you know, these rich people for making these apps, because they're just making their bread and you fall into their trap. You know, in Naruto, there's a thing called a genjutsu. You're in a genjutsu when you go into these social media scrolls and you can't break out of it. So what you need to do is be understanding, the way you break out of it is you understand it's a genjutsu. You understand that that's where they want you to go, so you can break out of it, if that makes sense. So don't use social media as an outlet for, you know, what you don't like about your life. Use it as the tool to make your life better. Don't use it as the tool to escape from your life, because you will go down a dark path from experience. Okay? So be tenacious with this shit. Be tenacious. I don't like, those apps that block you off the app at certain times and stuff. I don't think it works. And I find that whenever I did that, it would actually make the problem worse. And then I would spend like a week scrolling, way worse than before because you're bottling it up and then it explodes out, if that makes sense. And that works the same with emotion as well. If you bottle something up, it's going to explode. So don't bottle up your social media, issues. Confront that shit and understand why you're doing what you're doing because there's a strategy behind everything. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, be sure to smash the like button, as they say, smash the like button, or just, do something. Leave a comment, share it to your friends, subscribe, whatever. And yeah, man, pattern up, G.